Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm going to be doing something that I haven't actually done yet, which is give you a showcase of mods that I have personally created for Stardew Valley. Now I have gone through and updated them all for 1.6, so they're all fully working and fully compatible with the latest update. And each of these mods are standalone mods, so you can choose to use all of them all together, or you could just pick and choose the ones that you like and use them alongside other mods, or in your game with no other mods. It is entirely up to you. So without further ado, let's jump on in and check out the mods. Alright, now before we get started, I just want to give you a quick note. These are the mods that we're going to be looking at in today's video. So we have Legacy Farm, Legacy Cellar, Legacy Farm Cave, the Legacy Greenhouse, Legacy Coops and Barns, Legacy Community Centre bundles, and then finally the Deserted Island Challenge Farm. Now, as I mentioned, all of these are standalone mods, so they do not have to be used together, but I created them and grouped them under the name of Legacy because I had created them as kind of a personal project, first of all, before I ever released them onto Nexus. But every single one that I'm showing you today is available free on Nexus to download, and I'm still overwhelmed with the sheer amount of downloads and amazing feedback and comments that all you guys have been leaving me, so thank you so much for that. But without further ado, let's head on outside to the farm and check out our first mod. Right, so here we are on Legacy Farm, and for the purpose of showcasing this mod, I have only included two other mods in the game aside from the ones I'm showing you, which is CJB, which enables me to spawn items in for when I show you the community centre bundles later, and it also allows me to freeze time so it doesn't get dark while we're looking around and, you know, having a better look at things. Now if I zoom on out, I am going to actually bring up a picture first of all. So this is the overall layout of the farm, but we are going to be taking a closer look at it and all of its features as we go on through. But just to give you a quick overview, this Legacy Farm includes a Junimo treehouse with magic warps around town, and if you choose the version with the expansions, then you'll have quick access to places like Eastgard and Ridgeside Village as well, but we'll get into that when we go and check out the treehouse. Next up, you've got a farm forest to the left of your farm that has respawnable stumps and forageables. You have a vineyard and winery area to the right for even more storage and planting. We have a waterfall cave here by the river where you can replenish your energy just like the bathhouse. River and lake fish can be caught on the farm. And then you've got plenty of salmonberry and blackberry bushes that are dotted all around here and in the extra areas for you as well. And finally, you will also find that forageables will spawn on the farm itself just like they do on the forest farm. So with that, let's jump on in and have a closer look at the farm. So what I think we'll do is we'll start on the right and kind of work our way around. But before we do that, let me just show you one quick feature that I did include on the farm itself. And this little signpost right here, this is where you can see your farmer file. Now, I've set this file up just as a way to showcase it. So I went through and removed the debris. So you will have a lot more debris and things spawn in when you first start your game. But I didn't want us to have to navigate through all that in order to take a look around, so I went ahead and cleared it all first. But when you've been playing your game, you will be able to see your full file right here. Okay, so let's start down on the right. Now, if you come out of your farmhouse, first of all, and you head straight down this middle path, you will see that you've got these four big main crop areas. But this path will also lead you down to the Cindersap Forest and Marnie's Ranch. So if you want a quick and easy way there, you can just head straight down from the farmhouse. Now, if we head on over to the right, which is where we're going to start, I'm just going to make my way back up the top here. If you head on over to the right, this will lead you obviously to the bus stop, just like in most of the farm maps that you probably have tried or seen online. So this is your way to and from the bus stop. Okay, now I've got the greenhouse located at the moment in this section, which we're going to be taking a look at later, but of course you can move it around. Next, we have two massive plots here that I set up for animals. I tried to kind of make everything quite spacious and easy to plan and design and lay out in equal spaces, you know, for the sprinklers, for the Dynamo huts, things like that, because I'm one of those people that really likes symmetry. You'll probably see that a lot, and organisation, and it bothers me if things, you know, are one space off or not equal on both sides and stuff like that. So hopefully the size of this farm will give you all the space you need to get creative and design however you want without any kind of restrictions. But yeah, for the purpose of this, I did put a coop and a barn here for us to look at in a little bit, but this is where I plan to have animals. So you've got a little lake here as well. And this is also a nice easy way to get your watering can filled up when you're planting. And there's 2 of these, so you can have multiple coops and barns and they all have access to that same little area. Now you will notice that on the right here, there is an entrance here and an entrance down here. And both of these lead to the vineyard and winery area that we're going to take a look at in a few minutes. But continuing on down, this is where your farm quarry is, and you probably saw this as we checked out the entrance to Marnie's ranch. But this will scale with your mining level. I think I've got mine set at 9 at the moment just to kind of showcase it. But yeah, you'll find all your ores and things will spawn down here. And a nice little convenience thing is I did actually add, hopefully I can navigate around these ore nodes, I did actually add a quick travel minecart. So this will just take you back up to the top of your farm, where our cat's sitting there, and bring you straight to the farmhouse. So just a nice, quick, easy way to save you that walk all the way back, okay? Now, if we continue, well, that's the bottom of the farm that we've pretty much seen, but I think what we'll do, we'll go back down and continue on to the left so you can kind of get a good idea of what else is to that direction. So obviously we just had a look at the quarry right here on the right. So if we continue along, under more plots that are above us, we've actually got another really cool area down here with plenty of space for whether you want to use it for sheds or slime hutches or more planting areas, or maybe you want your animals down here. The choice is absolutely yours. You've got a lot of space to work with, which I wanted to make sure I included more than anything. So heading on up, we've also got our first entrance to the left here, which is the farm forest. And if we go up a little further, there's also the second entrance right here, and we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. But let's head on back over the bridge, back to where the main farm and planting areas are, because I want to head up and just show you 2 more things right here. So first of all, we've got a secret waterfall cave right here, and I did miss a little bit of debris here, it seems. But if you head behind this waterfall, you will come into your own waterfall cave, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Now this works just like the bathhouse, so you can go to the left or the right, and all you need to do is go behind this plant and you will change into your swimwear. Now if I just try and get my energy down a little bit, just to kind of show it working. So we are at 255. If we jump on in, you can see that going all the way back up and replenishing our energy. So yeah, you've got a really cool little hidden spa right here on the farm. Let's head on back outside. All right, if we head down this way, you can already see it, but this is where Grandpa's shrine is located. I wanted to have like a really cute dedicated area for Grandpa's shrine that had, you know, a little bit of space around it to decorate with flowers or anything like that that you'd want to. So that will be right here. And now let's check out the farm forest. So there is a little signpost right here, just in case you're not sure. Now this area I created as kind of like, I don't know, like a closer version of the secret woods, but not really at the same time. It's more like having an extra source of foraging and wood on easy access so that you don't have to worry about tree farms on your actual farm if you don't want to. So you will see a lot of respawnable trees here. Forageables will also spawn here. You've got respawnable hardwood stumps. There's 10 of them that will spawn on this sort of area. And you have got a little decorational pond here. You can't actually catch fish in this pond. It is purely decorational, but you can get an unlimited supply of trash. So if you're, you know, trying to get cloth for Emily or anything like that, this would be a great place to come because you know that you'll only be catching trash, which will be really handy for all the recycling that we need to do. But yeah, this is our farm forest, and I'll just zoom out a little bit. So you can come here as often as you like to grab lots of wood, to check for forageables. We can see there's more over there, including fruit. And as I said, there is an entrance to the top and to the bottom to get back to the farm. You will also see more of these bushes, which are filled with salmon berries and blackberries when they're in season. And these are throughout the farm and the extra areas, so there will be lots of foraging opportunities here. Alright, so we've pretty much seen most of the actual farm itself now, I believe. So the only other thing that we need to have a look at is the Dynamo treehouse. Now, I created this because I wanted, you know, a fun magic warp system that kind of gave you quick and easy access around town, especially because the farm itself is quite huge and it's just a bit of a time saver. So this is unlocked from day one, though it is entirely up to you if and when you use it. And there is a really cool progression lock available if you would prefer to have it locked. So do check out my Nexus page for more information. But let's head on inside and have a look. Alright, so if we head on into the Dynamo treehouse, you will see these really cute little Dynamos and these warps. Now, each of these Dynamos will tell you where the warps lead. And I kind of tried to set them up so that it made sense, you know, where they're located maybe on the map directional wise. So for example, the top left I've got going to the desert, the top right is the mountain, and then the bottom right would be the beach. And then finally, we've got Ginger Island. Now, just a quick note on this one. Obviously, you can access this warp from day one. So you will be able to get to Ginger Island if you want to, even before you've unlocked it. And I definitely would advise against that, because when you get there, you will walk straight to where the farm is. I'll just show you right now. So this will walk you straight to the farm, but then obviously you will be blocked in because you haven't unlocked it yet and arrived on the main part of the island and collected some of the walnuts in order to get over here. So unless you've got a totem or something to get back, be careful with this one, okay? You don't want to be stuck on the farm without a way to get home. And this is also a reason why I included the Dynamos, just so you don't accidentally walk to the wrong place. But to get us back home, I've just got the return scepter handy, so let's jump on back. Now, there is a little bit more to show you in the Dynamo treehouse, so we're going to head straight back in there in just a moment. On Nexus, you will see there is multiple versions of the farm available, and the only thing that's different in each of the versions is the warps that come with this farm. So, in this particular version, I have included warps to East Scarp on the right and Ridgeside Village on the left because I play with those expansions. Now, if you don't play with those expansions, or maybe just one or the other, there are other versions available that will change these particular warps. So if you play purely vanilla and you don't have any expansions in the game at all, then these will change to the sewer and the secret woods instead, just to give you, you know, easy access to those areas instead. This also means that if you do play with the expansions, but you're not worried about having, you know, quick warps to them, that you can also have the vanilla version instead if you would prefer, say, the sewer and the secret woods warp. So do check out the Nexus page for more information on the different versions available, and if you have any questions or are really unsure which one you need, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions. But let's head on upstairs. So there is a second floor to this treehouse, and this has a really cute little planting area. Now it's set up to be the size for an iridium sprinkler so that you can still use it later on in the game and it's all nice and equal. As I said, I really like symmetry and I like things to be equal distance. One of the things that drives me absolutely crazy is the original greenhouse with the sprinkler system, where you can't fit, you know, an equal amount of sprinklers within the planting area without having to put them on the wood, which is why I end up creating my own greenhouse in the end, but we'll have a look at that a bit later. But you've also got a little trough here where you can fill up your watering can if you need to, and this works just like the greenhouse, so you can plant any crops any season. Okay. Alright, so now that we've seen everything on Legacy Farm, it's time to jump in to our next mod, and for that one we need to head back into the house. So the next mod we're going to be looking at is the Legacy Cellar expansion. Now this will just change the look of the cellar. So can we just take a moment to appreciate how amazing it looks and how aesthetically pleasing it is now that the colours of the wines and jellies match the produce. I mean, this is probably one of my favourite changes that I've experienced so far. And I'm only just beginning to experience and explore 1.6 right now because I had to go through and update everything. But yeah, I absolutely love this. But I'm getting distracted already. Okay, so this area here is your main floor. Obviously, you can do your casks here as normal. You could fill it with kegs, absolutely anything you want. But I've also included a lower level where you can also plant here. And this again works just like the greenhouse. So any crops, any season will work here. And you've also got a handy dandy little watering trough here, which is kind of hidden behind my bar. But if I just face the right way, you can see we can fill up our watering can right there. Alright, so yeah, this is the Legacy Cellar. Now at the time of recording, this one isn't actually released just yet, but I'm going to be popping this up on Nexus probably later today, so it should be out when the video is released. But let's head on outside and check out the next mod. Now the next mod we're going to be looking at is the Legacy Farm Cave, so let's head on over to our farm cave. And again, as I mentioned, this cave doesn't have to be used with this particular farm. You can use it with any other farm that you might prefer to use. But I've put them all together in this file just to show you how well they do all work together if you do want to use them all. So let's head on inside. Now again, I went through and kind of just laid a few things out just so you kind of get a feel for it when everything is out. This particular cave is 3 stories. There's 3 different levels, and I'll just pop a picture up right now so you can kind of see the full view of what it looks like. But we're going to take a look at each part in closer detail. Now, if you choose the mushroom cave from Demetrius, this is where your mushrooms will spawn as normal. You will also find that fruit and seasonal forageables will spawn in the cave on all the levels. So if you want to have a fruit cave, you will find that you will get extra than what you're probably used to. However, if you do choose the mushrooms, then you'll get the best of both worlds because you'll have the mushrooms and fruit and forageables will still spawn in the cave as well. And for the purpose of showing this off, I've just added extra mushroom boxes down here. But this area and the area over to the right where the casks are tillable. So you can use this for planting areas instead. And they are just the right size to fit 2 iridium sprinklers in each one. Now, another cool feature of this cave is we have a replenishable spa again, just like in your waterfall cave. So if you've been, planting or doing some farming and you don't want to go all the way over to the waterfall cave, you can access this one right here, and it works just the same way. All you have to do is walk between these 2 bushes. Now with that, let's check out one more thing. So you've got the minecart here. And once you've unlocked the minecarts at the community centre, you'll be able to access them from your cave as well. Now, I do have eScarp installed at the moment for the purpose of showing off the warps. So that one's here, but normally it's just the mines, town and bus stop. But they will take you, wherever you want to go around town. And one other thing I included was this little treasure chest, which will give you Neptune's glaive. So there's nothing worse than going to the mines for the first time and taking 84 years to kill a green slime. So I wanted to include, a slightly better weapon, but not something that's, truly overpowered. So it is slightly better. And again, you don't have to use this, but it's here if you do, just to make things a little bit easier for you in the beginning. All right, so let's head on down to the next level. Now on this level, we've got another planting area, so you can choose to grow anything in here that you want to. And again, I've set them up to be able to fit the iridium sprinklers later in game, should you want that. And of course, you've got these waterfall areas off to the side where you can quickly refill your watering can if you need to. And as you can see, we've got some forageables that have spawned right here as well. And then finally, we've got the last floor. Now, I haven't cleared this out since I've been skipping through days to get everything set up to show you. So it's very full, but normally it's not, quite this full. But this is your small little quarry. So again, just like the quarry on the farm, if you are using this cave with a different farm that doesn't have a quarry, you will have access to one right here that will scale with your mining level. There's also respawnable stumps right here, so if you don't have access to the farm forest, again, if you're using maybe a different farm and you wanted to use this cave, you will have some quick access to some hardwood right here, and these will respawn every day. Okay, so yeah, this is everything in the Legacy Farm Cave, and I've been having a lot of fun with this. I usually like to grow things like ancient fruit and, you know, the mystical crops kind of down here. I don't know why. I kind of enjoy it that way. But I just feel like it gives you a lot of space to, you know, set up production for whatever you want to do. Yeah, hopefully you've got plenty of room to work with. But let's head on outside. All right, so the next mod we're going to be looking at is the Legacy Greenhouse. Now, when you first come in, you have this really cute little entryway, which I've decorated, but there is a version available as well that has this empty. So if you'd prefer to decorate it yourself in a different way, or you don't like the way these decorations are placed, feel free to download the version that has the empty entryway. Now, there's 3 entrances here. We've got the main entrance right here, which leads to the main greenhouse room. And then we've got an entrance off to each side, which lead to the side rooms. But we're going to start right in the central room. So as you come on in, you can see we have quite a large area. If I zoom all the way out, you've got these main crop areas in the middle. There's 4 plots of 4 that all fit Iridium sprinklers. And then there's 9 plots, both placed at the top and the bottom, that fit the smaller sprinklers. And you can use this for trees, for crops, whatever you choose to do. I mean, for me, I tend to, you know, place like the money-making crops that I want to grow year-round in here, and then off to the sides might be little things that I want, you know, a few of for gifts or for recipes, and I tend to use that for that. But you've also got a little bit more of planting area up here, which again you could use for trees or more crops. I've just put kind of a mixture of both to show it off. And you'll see this entrance up the top here, that will lead to an outside garden area. So we're going to check that out in just a moment. But before we do, let's head into the room that's on the right. Now, coming into this room, you will see there's also an entrance that will lead out to the garden. So you'll have quick access to that area with whether you're in the side room or the central room. But this one has got rows of smaller crop plots that fit the main sprinklers. And this is intended to be used with either the crops like I've done here or trees, whichever you prefer. And if we take the bottom entrance right along here, this will lead us back to the main entryway. All right. And if we head on over to the left, this will bring us to the second of the side rooms. And this is exactly identical to the one we just looked at on the right, but in this one I've just planted trees just to give you a different look at what it might, you know, appear like when you use it in game. So yeah, I really love this area. And again, there's an entrance off to the right there that takes you back to the main room. So before we go out to the garden, we'll head straight back in there. All right, so back in the main room, we're going to head out and check out the garden area. So this is the garden area. Now this is technically classed as inside, not outside, so you won't see it raining out here and it won't change to nighttime. It is still classed as inside and part of the greenhouse. But that also means that you can grow any crops out here no matter what the season, so that won't be affected. And if you use something like indoor apiary, which is a really cool mod that I like to use, you can use the bee houses out here as well. Now this is one of the only places where I've kind of predefined some plots for flowers, but the whole area is tillable, so you can fully design it and customize however you would like to, okay? But yeah, this is the garden area, and again you have an entrance off to the left and the right to take you back to those respective rooms that we looked at. But if we head back into the main room, we've got one more area to see. Now this greenhouse also comes with a large basement area, which I thought would be really handy if you wanted to, you know, have your kegs or preserve jars or any other machines or chests or storage right here in the greenhouse. And as you can see, it's quite large. I still can't get over all the colour combinations, honestly, I'm in love. Now I just kind of threw a few things out just to give you an idea of the scale in game, but yeah. You can use this for absolutely anything you want. The casks will work here. You've got lots of room for your machines or kegs or preserve jars. And there's an entrance again to the right and the left that will take you back to the main room. So if we head on back upstairs, that should be everything. Now normally you can't see these other areas, but I'm zoomed so far out at the moment to show you everything that you probably will see them peeking through. But normally when you're in game, you're a lot closer and you can't see them at all. But yeah, this is the Legacy greenhouse. I hope you have fun with this one. I really love using it. So it might be a bit too big for some people, but for the kind of game that I created it for, where I wanted to have, you know, a lot going on and go for completionist eventually, this was perfect for me. So I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. And I know a lot of you guys have been really enjoying it. So thank you again for all the lovely comments and feedback. But now it's time to head on outside and go check out the next mod. The next mod we're going to be looking at is the Legacy Coops and Barns. And I've only just actually uploaded this recently, even though I've had it created for quite a while. And for the purpose of showing it off, I have fully upgraded the coop and the barn to the deluxe version. So you will see them in their final stages, but I am going to pop a picture up right now to show you the starter coop, the bigger coop, the starter barn, and the bigger barn. So these are what they will look like prior to the final upgrade that we're going to look at right now. But let's head on inside and check them out. So starting in the coop right here, let me zoom back in a little bit. We've got our main area right here for the animals, and mine are still babies because I've only just put a load in. Now, with the permission of the wonderful Daisy Nico, I did use this really cool recolor asset for this mod. So this will be the color that it will appear in game. Now, if you don't use any other recolor mods in your game, then obviously the hay will appear the vanilla bright version that you can see, as will the hopper and incubator. But if, like me, you do use recolor mods, I mean, I use a lot of Daisy Nico's mods, so I have the earthy recolor in my game, and I use things like medieval craftables, so that changes the look of all of this. And so whichever mods you have in, they will turn into those and match those for you. So don't pay attention to that too much right now. This is just to give you a feel of what the layout looks like. Now, let me just zoom out a little bit. You do also have two little water troughs here. I don't know why, I just thought, you know, animals need water, so I wanted to include it. But you can actually fill up your watering can there as well. So if you've just come in from doing your farming, you can have quick access to water as well. Now, on the final upgrade, you also get access to this lower area, which I thought would be really handy to put all your production machines if you didn't want them outside, or if you didn't want an extra shed for them and so on. However, I've also included a version where you don't have to have this room. So if you think that this space isn't needed for any reason, you can choose to download the version without it and just have the main coop and barn area that we saw just above. But if you do, this is a really cool area that will hopefully give you plenty of room to do all your producing. Now let's head next door and go check out the barn. So heading into the barn, it's pretty much a very, very similar layout with just slight differences. We've got the cute milk signs here, of course. We've got the water troughs, and we've got all of our animals. And one quick note I didn't mention just now is that the animals cannot access this lower area, so you don't have to worry about them heading down here and going between all the machines and things like that. They cannot enter this area. It's been blocked off, which you can't see obviously on the map, but it's blocked off on the actual file. So they will stay in this main area, as will the things that they produce. Whether it's the coop or the barn with the eggs and things, they will only appear in this top section, so don't worry about that. But yeah, once again, we've got plenty of space down here for all your machines, and both the coop and the barn also work just like the cellar, so you can use casks in here as well. So if you want to, you know, collect the cheese or the milk, and then you want to age it right away here, and you want it, you know, separate from what you might be aging in your cellar, for example, you can do that right here if you want to. And that's everything there is to see in the Legacy Coops and Barns. So now we are going to jump to a new save file so I can show off our next mod, which is the Legacy Community Centre bundles. Let's go. Alright, so for the next mod, we're going to be looking at Legacy Community Centre bundles. Now, I created this mod because I wanted to kind of slow myself down a bit and stop rushing through the community centre and trying to get it done as quickly as possible. So I kind of wanted to make it, you know, more challenging, a little bit more rewarding, and also, you know, have things that took a bit more time to complete. So you'll see there's items that require you to raise your friendship level for recipes and things like that. All items are required to be submitted, so there's no shortcuts. And yeah, let's head on in and have a look at them. Alright, so starting right here in the crafts room, this is where you normally have the foraging bundles. So we've got the spring foraging bundle, which requires one of every spring forageable to be submitted. You've got the beautiful garden bundle, which requires 3 of each flower from the different seasons. You've then got the full foraging bundle. Again, all the forageables need to be submitted. And we've got the same for summer and for winter. And then in the middle here, you've got the wild foraging, and this requires, you know, some different items to be submitted, but you have to obviously include them all, even the fiddlehead fern and the different kinds of mushrooms and the forageables from the desert. Now, in order to unlock the other bundles to show you, I'm going to have to complete one of them because nothing else will unlock until I do. So give me just a moment to do that, and then we will jump to the next one. Alright, so I've spawned in the spring forageables using CJB item spawner in order to show this. So let's just submit these real quick. So that one's all complete and we'll get our reward. Now I have changed a lot of the rewards, but some of them are still the same. So for example, you will still get the spring seeds for this one, but there'll be different rewards. So I'll let you discover that for yourself. But if you do want to know what the rewards are in advance, do have a look at the Nexus page because they're all listed in the description along with the bundles, okay? Alright, so that's the crafts room. Let's head on up to the next one, which should be the pantry. And I believe this should unlock the fish tank for us as well. Yeah. So we can at least see another 2. Then we might have to complete another bundle for the other ones. Alright, so heading up into the pantry. Now this one was a lot of fun to make as well. So we've got the spring crops bundle, and I've included 1 of each crop, including the strawberries that you'll need to submit. Then we've got the master brewer bundle. Now this includes a different variety of things that you'll need to produce in order to complete it. So we've got wine, beer, pale ale, mead, juice, we've got coffee beans and coffee, and then tea leaves and green tea. And of course you'll have to raise your friendship with Caroline to have access to this. So yeah, this is a really fun bundle to do. I really enjoy these ones. Then we've got the full crops bundle. Again, we've got 1 of every crop to submit. We've got the summer crops bundle. Again, 1 of every crop. And then we've got the animal ranching bundle, which requires you to submit any egg, a large milk, a cheese, a large goat milk, and so on. So you can see the variety right here. And finally in the middle, we've got the Master Artisan bundle, and this requires some more items to be produced and submitted. So things like oil, honey, jelly, pickles, mayo, and so on. So yeah, hopefully you'll have a lot of fun with that one. Let's go check out the next one. Alright, so over at the fish tank, these are the bundles we're going to have here. So we've got the river fish bundle, which includes a variety of different fish that can of course be caught in the river in different seasons, and they all have to be submitted. We've then got the crab pot bundle, which is in the vanilla version, so you're probably familiar with that one already. Then we've got the ocean fish bundle, including some of the fish that need to be caught up until winter, so this will definitely slow you down a little bit, I hope, as well. And then we've got the lake fish bundle, again more lake fish to be caught. We've got the night fishing bundle, which includes some really cool fish here for you to go out and catch. And then finally, we've got the Master Mariners bundle. And this one requires you to collect a certain amount of fish that are a lot harder to get normally, like the pufferfish, the octopus, the lava eel. We've got the blobfish here and the stonefish. So yeah, this is a really fun bundle to do as well. Now, in order to unlock some more to show you, I'm going to have to complete one of them. So let me quickly, I'll probably just do the crab pot one. So I'll quickly complete this and then we'll check out the rest of the bundles. All right, so if we complete the crab pot bundle, this will hopefully unlock 2 more for us. Now this one will now give you a recycling machine. I believe you used to get crab pots before, but I included the recycling machine with that one, I think. All right, so let's see what else is unlocked. So we'll have the boiler room now to look at, which is great. Okay, so in the boiler room, the 3 bundles here are the Monster Slayers bundle, which requires you to submit a bunch of things that can be gathered from monsters in the mines. We've then got the Blacksmith's bundle, which requires you to submit some ores and some different bars. And finally, we got the Treasure Hunters bundle, and this is submitting different gems that can be found. So that's a nice, definitely a lot easier, I think, than some of them. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll get 1 more of these completed and then we can check out the bulletin board. All right, so if we complete the Blacksmith's bundle, that one's all done. And we get 3 battery packs from that one, so that's great. All right, so I'm just going to trash that and then we can finally check out the last one. Now, just to let you know, I've not changed anything with the vault bundle. Obviously, that still requires the same amount of money to complete. And I haven't changed the missing bundle that comes up in the abandoned Joja Mart. I may do in the future, but for now I left that as is. I just wanted a little bit more variety in the main bundles when I was creating this. So finally, we have the bulletin board. So let's take a look at those. Now, the first one we've got is a Loved Cooks bundle, and this requires a bunch of recipes to make, as you can see right here, and some of these will require that you raise your friendship with the villagers in order to get your recipes. Alright, so the next one, we've got the dye bundle, which is one that's in the vanilla section. I've just kind of altered it slightly and the reward's different. Then we've got the fisherman's bundle, which requires you to make some bobbers to submit and also gather some ingredients like caviar and aged roe and squid ink. We've then got the home chef's bundle, which is another bundle full of recipes for you to create. So this will be a lot of fun. And I did this because I wanted to force myself to use the kitchen more as well, because I generally will make the same thing over and over again just for, you know, the mines and skull caverns. So this was a fun way to work towards those recipes, and also gives you a head start on going for perfectionism as well. And finally, we have this sorcerer's bundle, and this just requires a few items for the wizard. And that is everything in the bulletin board. So with that, we have seen everything in the Legacy Community Centre bundles, and we have one more mod to go check out, and this is going to be a fun one as well. We're going to be going to look at the Deserted Island Challenge Farm. Now, I'm going to have to hop over to a new save file to showcase that to you, so let's do that right now and go check it out. Alright, so here we are on the Deserted Island Farm. Now, before we jump on in and go take a closer look at it, here is a picture of the full layout of the farm, just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like overall. And there's a lot of cool features on this farm. Now, the farm itself will have rowboats dotted around the island so that you can still access the rest of the town as normal, especially if you want to play this as a normal farm and not any kind of deserted island or never leave the farm kind of challenge. You can use it for both. So I will be showing that off in just a moment. There's also a small greenhouse hut on the beach that can be unlocked after upgrading your axe to steel. And this is separate from the greenhouse that you will normally unlock with the community centre. And I did this in case you do play this as a challenge farm. You wouldn't be able to access the main greenhouse without cheats. So this gives you a way to have access to a greenhouse. But if you do play it as a regular farm, then you'll just have a very small little cute greenhouse to use in addition to your other one, probably before you actually unlock that one as well, which will be nice. Now, in this particular farm map, I have also included a small version of my Legacy Farm Cave, which has been edited for this particular farm. And you don't actually have to use this. It does come with the download, but you can just delete the cave farm file if you would prefer to use just the vanilla farm cave or any other mod that you might like to use. So that is completely optional, but it is included in the download, and we will take a look at that. Seasonal forageables, fruits, berries, crates and everything else like that will spawn around the island, and also include the beach farms forageables. You can catch ocean and river fish here. All the grass and sand or dirt is tillable, and sprinklers do work here as well. And there's a really cool feature that you'll be able to unlock where you can actually take a dip in the ocean itself to replenish your energy. And there is a challenge edition available, which I'll be showcasing as well. So with that being said, let's head on outside and take a closer look at the farm. Now, I do have a list of mods that I recommend if you do want to play this as, you know, a deserted island or challenge kind of farm. Things that will kind of add to the theme and the challenge of it. And one of the ones I do like to use is a trailer mod that changes the house to look like a kind of rundown trailer, because it fits in really well. But if you're interested in playing this as a challenge farm, do check out the list of mods on the Nexus page that I recommend, so you can see if, you know, there might be fun for you to add to it as well. If you're playing it as a regular farm, you might not want to do that, but yeah, that's just something you might want to look into. Now, as you can see, we've already got some forageable spawn. So let's start with this top part. Now, you do have a fishing area right here. And the first thing I want to show you is this. So this is one of the rowboats that you'll see dotted around the island. And again, I kind of placed them to make sense directionally. So the one to the north will take you up to the backwoods and the mountain. The one that you'll see on the right of the beach a bit later will take you over to the bus stop. Then there's one to the south for Marnie's farm as well. And each one does have a little signpost that will let you know where it takes you. So as you see, the island is an actual island. So in order to leave the farm, I'm just going to show you. If we click on the boat, it will take you to another little island over here. And again, this is signposted to let you know where it leads. All you need to do is walk between the trees and it will bring you to the rest of the town. And again, when you come back, you just hop onto the boat and it will bring you back to the farm. Okay? Now over to the left here is where the cute little greenhouse is. Now I'm going to have to break this stump, aren't I? All right, let's get rid of this stump real quick. There's one of the debris that I forgot to clear. So once you're able to upgrade your axe, you'll be able to clear this and then have access to it. And again, if you are playing this as a challenge edition, I included some suggested fun rules that you might want to follow. But of course, you can get fully creative with it and make up your own as you go along. But I did include some fun ways to work out how and when you can upgrade your tools for this. So yeah, let's head on inside. So this is, I don't know what it is, but I find this greenhouse super cute and it makes me want to make, you know, like a small version of Legacy Farm. So like more like a tiny garden farm kind of one when I was going to start that challenge before, with much smaller versions like this for more of a challenge. So you got one main crop hit area here and 4 to the sides. Of course, you've got a little watering can and a really cute view of the water outside. But there's also another level for you to have fun with. If we head on to that one, this is just a space where you can use to store your machines and things if you want to, chests, anything like that. All right, so let's head back on outside. So you will see hardwood trees and coconut trees spawning around here. And in the early game, you won't have access right away to the little areas off to the left and right. They are going to be blocked by stumps. This is where your pet house, your pet bowls will spawn right off the bat. And if we clear these logs, one of these logs, just so I can show you, this area over here, you have another farm file sign, just like on Legacy Farm. And this is where your farm walk totem and spouse area will be, if you are playing it as a regular farm map. And of course, this is where your greenhouse is. Now, if you are playing it as a challenge farm and you can't actually unlock this because you're not doing the community centre, that's where the greenhouse hut comes into play and you'll have access to that instead. But you've also got a really cool area over here where you've got some mahogany trees growing, and obviously you can maybe put animals over here, anything that you want to do. Now, heading back over to the main farm, we're going to work our way down a little bit. Just to show you, you can actually walk behind these waterfalls, and there's no real reason to do this except for the fact that in a later update I may be adding some additional areas, and one of them will be accessed over here. But for now, there's nothing to really do over here. You will just stop. So, but if you want to, you know, for a cute picture, why not? But let's head on back over to the beach and make my way back around this water. Now, let's start here. So we can already see I've got a forageable right there. Now, this is where your farm cave is going to be located. So it's directly down from your farmhouse, but just around this little cliff. And this will give me a chance to show you the cave that I've made specifically for this island. But again, you don't have to use it. You can delete that particular folder inside the mod if you want to, but it's here in case you do want to. So the main difference in this one, I haven't actually filled it out in any way. You will still get the forageables and you've still got this really cute little stream inside. However, you can no longer access it to replenish your energy, and that's to make it a lot more challenging in the beginning. You've still got the treasure chest here. However, this time it will only give you the forest sword, which is a lot, not a lot, but quite a bit weaker than the other one. So it's not as strong, but it's still better than the rusty sword. And then you've got one other level, which is the quarry. And the only other difference is that you now have respawnable boulders instead of the hardwood stumps. And the reason I did that, aside from needing access to stone more often than not, and you know, sometimes struggling to get that in the quarry when your mining level is higher, There is a secret forest area we're going to check out that you can unlock later, and that does have the respawnable stumps there. So we didn't really need 2 versions of it, so I've put boulders in this one, and the quarry is slightly bigger for you. Now, one thing I want to show you is, if you are playing this as a challenge edition and you download that version, this minecart is going to take you to the mines. Now, we will have the little cutscene, but we'll skip that. So this will take you to the mines. Now, if you don't have the challenge version, the minecart won't lead you anywhere unless you cheat to unlock it to have access around town or something. But this is what the challenge version will look like. So you will have the regular minecart over here that you can access. Obviously, we haven't unlocked it just yet, so it's out of order. But this takes you to and from the farm cave, okay? And you'll be able to go down into the mines as normal and, you know, start progressing along there if you want to. And I'm just going to get a bomb so that we can get through here and I can show you the rest of it. All right, so let's blow up this little wall. And this is where the new entrance to the Skull Cavern is. So you will have the dwarf there as well to be able to buy stuff with, but unless you're able to get the scrolls, he won't obviously be much use to you. But this is here in case you are playing it as a never leave the farm kind of challenge or any kind of survival island challenge, and you want to progress in the mines and Skull Cavern as well without having to leave the farm. This is how you can do that, and this will allow you to level up combat as well. So if we head on in here, this will bring us to the Skull Cave. Now, you won't be able to access this until you've got the Skull Key. However, for the purpose of this, I did just now, I can't remember where it is on the new version, but I did now just unlock it via CJB cheats to show you that it does in fact work. So you can go into the Skull Cave right from here. And then if we leave the mine, it will bring you back to the cave and back to this version. And all you need to do is take the minecart. You cannot leave this way in the challenge edition. It's just a wall. So there's no way to get out except the minecart. Okay? So that's just an extra little bit of fun for you if you choose to play it as a challenge edition. All right, so continuing on down, we've got a little bit more planting area and forageable area. And once again, you'll see there's blackberry bushes and salmonberry bushes that will, obviously when they're in season, we'll spawn those right here. There's another side area over here, which I'm debating on adding, you know, a new area to. So just to head on over here, you can see it over here to the left. I may be adding something here later on in a future update, but for now, there's nothing there. It's just a dead end, of course, and the edge of the island. So let's continue on down. We are almost at the end of this one, but there's still a few cool things to see. So this is your beach area, and you will obviously get forageable spawn, which I'm actually really glad I can show you that. Let me just make some room and get rid of some of this stuff. So we've got some forageable spawning already, which is great. Now this is where you'll be able to access the water in order to replenish your energy. So if we just break these logs a moment, obviously, again, if you're playing as a challenge edition, you will have to wait until you can upgrade your tools, going by whatever rules you're playing with. But yeah, all you need to do is walk between the rock and these plants right here, and you will change in and out of your swimsuit. And this will allow you to then go into the ocean and replenish your energy, which I thought was a really fun thing to be able to do on a deserted island. But it's not accessible right from day one. You can't access the ocean in any other way, so you can't do it from over here. You need to be able to break these logs first in order to access the entrance. Now you've got Grandpa's shrine right here, and as you can see, our trees are spawning coconuts, which is great. Now if we just break this one, I'm going to show you one other area to the south. So once you're able to upgrade your tools, you'll have access to this little pier, which is then going to unlock a new area for you. So let's head on down. So this will bring you to the south, and this is what I called the Lost Orchard. And it is a foraging area, and it's still classed as part of the farm, so you can actually place farm buildings and things in here. I need to upgrade my axe. There we go. All right, I forgot I need to do that. So let's go on in, and I can just kind of give you a look at it. Now again, I removed a lot of the debris in order to show you this without, you know, being stuck right at the entrance, but this is normally filled with stones and branches and weeds and things that you'll have to gradually clear. Around the edges of this forest, as you can see, because I'm zoomed out quite a bit, you do have these stumps, and they will respawn every day. So you'll have access to hardwood from here once you're able to unlock this area. The boulders don't respawn, they respawn in the cave as I showed you, so you won't have access to that here. But this will give you a really good area to, you know, farm wood or hardwood, or use for farm buildings if you run out of space on the main farm. It's just a really fun area that hopefully you can get creative with and enjoy. But yeah, let's head on back. Oh, I see some cherries over there. That's really cool. I don't know why I'm grabbing it. I'm not actually playing right now, but I get distracted very easily. So let's head on back to the farm. Now, continuing along the beach, there's another entrance to the water right here. So you can do the same thing as we did on the left and replenish your energy in the ocean. Oh, there's a lot of forageables today. And then finally, we've got another rowboat right here that will take you down to Cindersap Forest. So this is all you need to do to go straight down and head to Marnie's Ranch if you're playing it as a regular farm. And then we've of course got one more up to the right, which will take you to the bus stop. And again, all of these are signposted in case you're unsure which one you need, but they should all kind of make sense directionally. Ah, I forgot, I've got Ridgeside installed, so ignore that. We're actually stuck on an island, I'm sorry. Okay, let's head on back. And yeah, so as you can see, all of this ground is tillable as well, and you will be able to plant and use sprinklers however you'd like to. This is still classed as dirt even though it's sand. So you will have a lot of freedom to design your farm however you want to. And hopefully, you know, it's small enough to be more restrictive and more challenging, but still big enough for you to be able to place things and buildings and really feel like you're stranded on an island if that's how you want to use it. But that is everything with the deserted island farm, and that brings us to the end of this showcase. So what was your favourite so far? What do you think of the mods? Let me know down below. I absolutely love hearing your feedback, and it really means the world. And honestly, I'm so overwhelmed with the sheer amount of wonderful comments and feedback on Nexus. You guys have been amazing, and it's made this even more fun to put so much time and effort into to be able to create these and put them out for you to enjoy as much as I am. So thank you so much once again. And if you do have any comments, any questions, you can by all means leave a comment on the video or contact me over on Nexus or social media. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And of course, if you take any cute videos or pictures that you want to share, I would absolutely love to see that too. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this. Take care and bye.